None of your Cancern. Don't get too emotional. Spike opens the door of Twilight's castle and looks up at you. You rub your head in newfound frustration for an absence of hair. You've wanted to shave your head for a while now because your hair is annoying and never looks good, but you didn't anticipate how drafty it would be without a mop on top. It's kinda not worth it, to be honest. Oh well. Hey, Spike, you say. Are any of the girls around? We were all gonna go for lunch after their Cutie Mark map meeting, or some shit. Spike continues to stare at you, his mouth hanging slightly open. Yeah, I believe so. Are you feeling okay, Anon? Spike asks, somewhat worriedly. Yeah, I'm getting by. Mind if I come in? Oh, of course, he says, stepping aside. Come right in. You stroll on inside, hands stuffed into your pants pockets, as you reflexively walk to the cutie map room. It had been a while since you joined the girls for one of their weekly lunches. Lately, you've been getting in that terrible habit of waking up late. But that changes up today. New hair, new lifestyle, now you're gonna go to the gym and do everything right. Eat all healthy and shit. You look over your shoulder and spy the baby dragon following close behind, his eyes locked onto the back of your skull. Whew, man, ponies are really not taking this whole shaved head thing well. It must really have changed your identity to them. In fact, hell, isn't there something about animals using hair to determine who a person is? Shit. You honestly hope that they haven't all completely forgotten who you are, or think you're some sort of terrible imposter. That actually kind of sounds like the start of a cliché horror story. Once you step outside of the room that contains the cutie map, you pause, holding your hand on the doorknob. You look back to Spike, who looks away reflexively. Is everything alright, Spike? You ask. Oh, yeah. The baby dragon says, fidgeting with his claws. Of course! Why would you even ask? I'm just, peachy keen. You furrow your brows at the dragon as you turn the doorknob and open the door wide. It's a little bit weird. Spike is normally dodgy and awkward, but you attribute that to once finding him cuddling with a pair of lacy clothing with diamonds sewn in. You've never really ratted him out to rarity, but he never quite looked you in the eye since. Stepping into the cutie map room, you overhear the others talking to themselves as you walk inside.
Well, I don't get it,
says Applejack.
All of our marks are focused right on Ponyville. What in tarnation could be happening right under our noses? I really don't know,
answers Twilight.
But we better find out soon before it's too late. Who knows when some pony could need our help? Well, should we hit up Starlight?
Asks Rainbow.
She'd be my first concern, even though she is reforming. But we've gone through 7 whole days without a Starlight problem, darling,
Rarity says.
Rarity's right.
Adds Twilight.
It's gotta be something else.
What's up, gang? You say, approaching the table when you then drum your fingers on. Is there a mystery afoot? The 6 respectively move to lock eyes with you, each starting their own greeting but finding the words caught in their throat. Fluttershy immediately raises a hoof to her mouth, Twilight rises to her hooves, Rainbow Dash reaches out a hoof to you, but pulls it away.
Not anymore, I think,
Pinkie Pie says, her eyes shrinking to the size of pinpricks as she stares at you. For some strange reason, Rarity seems hesitant before speaking to you.
How are you, Anonymous?
Fine. How are you guys? You say in your usual upbeat tone. Did I drop by too soon? I'm hoping that I didn't bug your meeting or anything.
Yes,
says Twilight before flaring her wings.
I mean, no, you're fine. That is, I think you're fine. I mean, wait, no. Are you feeling okay?
She says, stuttering over her words.
Feeling, healthy?
Adds Fluttershy. Hands sliding into your pockets, you shrug. Well, I mean, I guess I've been having some tummy troubles lately, but what happens, happens. Am I right? The girls murmur lightly under their breath in agreements, but say nothing else. Rainbow begins to say.
I know it's been a while since we've last hung out, but I hope we haven't came off as, not being there for you.
You tilt your head slightly. No. I should have came to you guys more. You flash a little smile. It's kind of my fault.
It's never your fault, Anon.
Applejack says, removing her hat.
These things, well, they just happen. You can't control it, no pony can. Gran is worried sick about it all the time.
Well, that's... good? I think, you say. Pinky rises to her hooves before looking up to you with sad, innocent eyes.
Anon, this might be a little insensitive, but can I rub your hair? I've always wanted to see Pinky!
Twilight barks out. Sure, Pinky? You say, looking back to Twilight. This is weird. They are definitely acting strange. Any pony could see that, but as Pinky steps on top of the cutie map and begins to run her hoof through your short, spiky hair, you begin to try and add the pieces together. Are they reacting because of your short hair? Why would they be reacting because of your hair? It doesn't make any sense. Have you changed anything else in your life?
Anon?
Fluttershy then asks, raising her head.
Is there anything at all any one of us could do for you?
She lowers her head, but her Saiyan eyes remain locked on you.
I'm sure you're going through a very hard time.
Not really. I mean, looking through all of them, you start rubbing at the stubble at the back of your head. Sure, times are rough, but we push through, you know? You eye the yellow pony curiously. Hard time? How does short hair have to relate to having a hard time?
Are you comfortable talking about it, darling?
Rarity questions, hoof on her chest.
I'm sure you've been bottled up the last few weeks. If there's anything you want to let off your chest, just know we're all more than happy to listen.
Comfortable talking about it? You shaved your fucking head. What the actual fuck are these ponies smoking? But since you're concerned that this is some sort of big prank that's being pulled on the guy who was gone for a while, you decide to keep up the act. Yeah? You say, looking up to the space your bangs used to occupy. Sure, I mean, I guess it was just exhausting.
You keep on such a brave face, Anon.
Twilight says, wiping a wayward tear from her eye.
I'm so proud of you.
The princess rises out of her seat and moves around the table towards you. The rest of the ponies rise to their hooves as well as they wrap their hooves around your legs one by one.
You'll get through this, Anon. We're here for you every step of the way,
says the princess.
Yeah, of course. I've heard the treatments always are exhausting.
Applejack says.
I had an aunt that had to go through that stuff.
You pause and look back to Applejack. Treatments? What treatments? In a hard time?
I didn't know that your aunt had cancer, Applejack. Or wait, is that our aunt's, or...
Suddenly your mind blanks out the rest of Pinky's rant as your eyes open. You feel your muscles become relaxed as the realization dawns to you. Of course, you idiot. Manes are everything to ponies. It's part of their identity, so if they shave their head or lose their hair, that means they're sick. Or balding. And since the last time they saw you, you had a full head of hair. It only stands to reason that... Well, of course. They think you have cancer. Now, let's take a step back, because there are two logical outcomes to this. You can clear the air right now, laugh this off as a big misunderstanding. Or, you can see how long you can keep up the act, for an even bigger laugh.
When were you diagnosed, Anon?
Rainbow Dash asks, nuzzling into your leg as if it were the last time. You break out of your mental reverie, trying to conceal the shit-eating grin on your face. And boy, it ain't easy. Oh, about 2 weeks ago. I figured I might as well get rid of the hair now since... well, you know. The six let go and nodded in hurried agreement, as if their quick agreement was to lessen the burden off your shoulders. You bite your lip, already feeling how funny the big payoff is gonna be when this misunderstanding is finally brought into the light.
What's your prognosis?
Whimpers Fluttershy, looking up to you as she places a hoof on your knee.
Do they think that you'll pull through?
Oh, yeah, you answer with an immediate nod. In fact, they even asked me what sort of treatment I'd like to try. I decided to go for a more natural option. It's just hard to get all the money for treatment, you know? Twilight raises her head high and flares her wings once more. She hovers at your level, then places one of her hooves on your shoulders and the other on her chest as if swearing.
Anon, with Celestia as my witness, if there is absolutely anything we can do to help you fight this, we will help. I swear it. You just name it, and we can help.
You raise your hand to your mouth. Tears form in the corners of your eyes while thinking of the possibilities. Think of all the things you could ask these ponies to do, and they would do it. Oh, will they do it? You shake, trying to hold in the laughter. Thanks, guys, you say, your voice choking. It means a lot, really.
Is there anything that we can do?
Asks Pinky, placing a hoof on your other leg. Well, I mean, I can think of one thing. 1 month later. You sit in the luxurious seat of a golden carriage, wearing a purple crown and holding a golden cane. If Rainbow could glare at you any harder, she'd be firing death beams from her pupils at you, disintegrating you into dust. Instead, she holds up a spoon of mint chocolate chip ice cream. You open wide, cueing her to guide the frozen treat into your mouth. God damn, it's good to be the king. But then the carriage stops. Hey, what's up? Why do we stop? You say, rising to your feet. Twilight throws open the doors of the carriage.
Anon, as much as we support your natural approach to fighting your disease, we've decided that we've had enough.
With a glow of magic, you feel a pull by your shirt out of the carriage, which was being pulled by Fluttershy, Rarity, Pinky, Applejack, and Spike.
Go inside. See the doctor. Get help. Now.
Twilight commands, gesturing a hoof to the hospital. You open your mouth, but you find your words caught in your throat. You look back to the carriage, then back to Twilight. Okay, maybe you went a little overboard with the help from the girls. The joke has gone far enough. It's time to come clean. Sure, they'll all be upset when the joke went on for this long, but they'll probably find it in their hearts to forgive you. Because this is candy-coated marshmallow horse world. That's how things work. Bad shit happens, people get forgiven, possibly even reformed. End of story. Okay, guys, I need to come clean about something, you say as you get up, dusting yourself off, before tossing the crown back into the carriage. I don't have cancer. Twilight stares at you blankly as the rest of the girls sigh and look to the ground. Rainbow Dash leaps out of the carriage and grabs you by the t-shirt.
I did not spend 3 weeks wearing kitty ears and saying mew to listen to you go into denial over your sickness!
She shouts, her voice ringing into your ears painfully. You then feel yourself getting pulled towards the hospital entrance by the blue pony. No, I'm serious, it's all a big joke! You plead, pointing to your head. A prank! See, all I did was shave my head! Rainbow opens the door to the hospital, and with a strong tug, throws you inside.
Call it tough love,
Rainbow says, dusting her hooves before closing the door behind you. You place a hand onto the door handle, but pause as the six stare at you through the glass doors of the hospital entrance. Fuck, you mutter under your breath. So, now, they all think I have cancer, Doc, you say, sitting atop of the table's crinkling paper within the hospital's examination room. I appreciate that you ran me through all the tests and stuff, but this is just a waste of time. This is just one huge misunderstanding. The tan stallion sits on a stool opposite of you, staring down at their lab results. I see. I totally understand, Anon, the doctor says inquisitively. I've seen how these situations get out of hand before. Broken wings, fake colds that go on for weeks. I've been up and down the block enough times to know a fake sickness when I see one. Thank you, you sigh out before chuckling. So please, let me bring the girls up, and you can totally break the news to them. They'll be mad at me, and then we can all go home later on down the line. We can all have a big laugh about it over a pint of cider. He smiles and nods quietly. Oh, sure thing. But there's one little thing I think we should address first, he says. Yeah, sure. Whatever, anything, you say, crossing your legs, a smile on your face. I just want all of us to get past this. I did that thing where I was a massive asshole. Again. Well, see, the doctor begins, looking at the paper over once more, as if to be sure. You have cancer. You pause and shake your head at him. No, Doc! I don't think you understand. I don't want you to vouch for me. I just want you to come clean and tell them that you found no cancer, and then you suggested I don't keep this joke up anymore. It's that simple. Sure. Whatever, Anon, he says with a shrug. That's fine, I'll do whatever, but you definitely have cancer. You sigh, rubbing your eyes. It's a joke. It's a joke, Doc. For the last time, I don't... You have stage 2 liver cancer, Anon. Then... you pause. Feeling as if time actually slows down. Your world freezes. You hear the sound of blood pulsing through your veins, even as your fingers, as you stare at them. Your eyes go wide, and you feel as if sandpaper is caught in your throat. Oh, well, shit. Yeah, he says pretty casually, placing the piece of paper down. We might be able to fight it. It'll be hard, but we've never fought this sort of thing in a human before. You feel a chill run through your body as you slouch in your seat, the paper crinkling even louder in your ear. Right, because Equestria, you murmur. The silence falls through the office as the doctor lets out a huff. You take a deep breath and ask the only question that comes to your mind. Hey, it's a rad haircut though, right?